Alright, I'm sorry about that, man. I had a little mishap there. What I was getting around to it is with my pH pen, which is over here in this cup. I put water in it every time I check pH in my Newt solution. What I'll do is I have isopropyl alcohol. This happens to be like 91. I don't know if it's really 91, but I put enough alcohol in here to fill up, the bottom of it. And basically what I do is I'll take this jar here, fill it up. This is after I've done all my calibration, or not my calibrations, but after I do all my checks on all my newts. So now that I got the alcohol in the cup, okay, pretend like we'll turn it on here. As you can probably see, it's reading 7.4 and about 68 degrees. This has temperature and it has auto set. But after you get done with your newts and you check everything, I take my alcohol and whoosh the pen in the alcohol for about 30 seconds. I talked to the Milwaukee Martin Tech. He said what happens is if you use your pH pen for nutrients, for hydroponics, doesn't have to be not hydroponics, but checking your nutrition, your newts, I can't talk, I'm sorry, checking your newt mixture or making wine, that it will build up algae inside the pen and it won't read right. So that's what basically happened to mine, is that my pen wouldn't recognize the right pH, and it was so clogged up, is what the gentleman had told me, that the pH was off. It was actually still working and it was going up and down, but it was off like a point. Instead of being 5.1, it was 6.1. So I was still kind of using it and stuff, and it was still kind of working, but I called up the gentleman and he sent me the solution. The solution didn't work. It was still reading wrong, straight out of these packets here. And he told me to send it in. He asked me if I was using it for making wine or hydroponics, and I told him yes. And he said what happened is in the tip, it gets inside the tip, and the algae grows and mold grows inside that tip. That's why I tell you, change your water as much as you can, and don't use the cap, because the cap doesn't really hydrate the end of the pH end of the meter. And I've left the pen in 24 hours in the alcohol, and I checked it afterwards. It was a little off, but wasn't crazy. But I like to check mine every other time usually. You can see that the alcohol is like 6.5 and it's 69.9 degrees. And like I said, don't use the cap it comes with. Use clean glass. Clean it out every time after you check your newts. Another little trick. I always got the old standby. This one, it took me a minute to figure out because the colors on it and some of the newts are a little dark. But this one won't ever be wrong. You just have to figure out what color it is. And usually when I check mine, I'll hold it up against a white piece of paper, and it will give you the true color under a light. But that's just a backup. Sometimes if I hadn't checked my calibration, I'll go ahead and check it with this also to see if that is right. So this is just more convenient with the pen and all that stuff. So this has been soaking in there for, I don't know, a minute or so. I just get it all swished around, make sure it gets up in the pen, and then I'll shake it a little bit, get the alcohol out, and put it right in the water, and it should be okay. Like I said, I keep it in the water, and it's just tap water. You don't want to put RO water. I mean, I guess you know it would be all right to keep it in the solution, but what I'm saying is you need to keep the solution clean. If you start seeing it getting cloudy or like a seaweedy or you know, kind of, you can see stuff growing in there and floating in there. If it starts looking like that, that's bad. You need to throw it out. But that's why I use these two things here. I only fill it up. It's just enough to calibrate it. You know, rinse it off good before you get it. Shake it off between the calibrations. I'm gonna go ahead. Let's see if I can zoom in on this. I'm gonna go ahead and open these up. Show you guys real quick how to do this. Let's shake it off. Okay, what you want to do is you hold this in until it says CAL, which is calibrate. Take it off, it says use the 7 solution. So right now, I don't know if you can read it, saying record. I'll mix it around a little bit. It's got to read the solution, and it will say on, use 4. So I'll shake it, swish it around into 4. Hope you guys can see this. It's recording the 4 right now. And it says it's fine, and it goes back to the regular thing. And it's reading 4. That's all you got to do. So calibration's all done. Don't have to do anything more. I shake it out. Put it back in my alcohol. Give it a nice whoosh around. You can even let it sit in there for a minute. Close these back up nice and tight so they don't get contaminated or evaporate. That's the main thing. They don't evaporate. Like I said, you can get the packets. I like these because you can just put what you want in there. These, you need to keep them out of the light. I put like little plastic on the top. Not bad solution. Don't ever stick it in here or use another container. Pour a little of these in there or whatever. Vice versa. But I hope you enjoyed this. And you probably didn't see anything of that. But anyways, if you got any questions, give me a chat. Thanks for watching.